Our Power Plays of the Week for Week 11 begin here at Reeves Athletic Complex in Austin, where Pflugerville was taking on Stony Point. Both teams trying to make it into the postseason. Let's go to some highlights. A battle of 3-3 teams as the Stony Point Tigers spotted Pflugerville a 14-0 lead, but rallied as Dom Williams scored a touchdown. But the game winner came in the final quarter as Kyle Jacobs used his legs after this catch, racing for the game-winning touchdown to pull the 21-14 upset for the Tigers over the Panthers. Stony Point improved to 6-4 and 4-3 in District 13-6A with the victory, but lost in a tiebreaker for the final two playoff positions to Cedar Ridge and Rouse. Round Rock and Hendrickson finished 1-2 respectively. Vista Ridge squared off with Cedar Park for the District 25-5A title. Both teams called Gupton Stadium home as the Rangers of Vista Ridge opened the scoring as quarterback Matt Snow connected with Bryce Dahl on a 59-yard TD pass play. It was 7-0 Rangers, but back came the Timberwolves as Amir Alzir tossed the ball to Davis Fiala for a 25-yard touchdown pass play. Game knotted up at 7. Then at Cedar Park running back Jav Guidry scoring from 35 yards out, and the T-Wolves were up 14-7. Alzir would call his own number on the next scoring drive, 19 yards for the touchdown. The Timberwolves were up 35-14 at halftime and added the only 2 TDs in the third quarter en route to a 49-21 victory. With the victory, the Timberwolves finished with the top seed in 25-5A, a 4-way tie for first place. The Class 3A Division I District 13-3A, all on the line. Check out these league records as 4-0 Ingram Moore traveled to 3-1 Comfort. Kyle Bolin with the 3-yard TD run for Comfort. The two-pointer was good, and it was 8-0. First Ingram Moore play after the TD, quarterback Keon Valverde with a 75-yard TD pass play to Benjamin Ray, as the Warriors would go for 2 and tie it up at 8 after just one quarter. Comfort running back Garrett Pressler would add an 8-yard touchdown run, and it was 15-8. Bobcats leading early in the second. Then it's Comfort quarterback Kyle Bolin with a nice 19-yard touchdown run, his second of the game, 22-8 Comfort with only 55 seconds left in the half. Now to the last play before intermission, Ingram Moore quarterback Keon Valverde with a 25-yard Hail Mary pass, and it's caught by Derek Brown. The slow-mo replay shows him jumping up high above the Bobcat defender, but Moore still trailed 22-15 at the break. The Bobcats would score 14 points in the final quarter to win it 39-22 to take the district title at 4-1 despite 5 non-district losses. To the Alamo City, where Zone A champion Brennan battled Zone B champ Brandeis for the District 27-6A title. Bears quarterback Deshaun Key was held out due to injuries, so Tevion Tolfree got the start. Early in the second quarter, Tolfree tossed a 13-yard touchdown pass to Dane Thomas, and it was 7-0 Brennan. Now to the final minute of the first half, game tied at 7. Jalen Collier lined up to punt, instead took the snap and ran it 53 yards for a touchdown. Wow, 14-7 Brennan at the half.
It was initially a punt. I was supposed to punt it, but I had so much pressure on my kicking leg, so I didn't want to challenge, want to risk getting hurt, so I had to take what I saw and I scored. It was pretty great, but you know, when it's not called, you come back to the sideline and think you're going to get ripped. But it all turned out for the best, so I'm glad I did what I did.
We go midway through the third quarter now when Brandeis was driving, but quarterback Paul Lozano is picked off in the end zone by Collier for a touchback. Early fourth now, Lozano makes up for his previous mistake with this 70-yard touchdown pass play to Peyton Hill, cutting the Brennan lead to 21-17 with 8 minutes and 30 seconds to play in the fourth quarter. Brandeis driving for a potential winning touchdown, but Lozano is picked off by Derek Hill, the fourth turnover forced by Brennan, and the seventh between the two teams. Bears head coach Stephen Bazor takes a bath as Brennan wins it 21-17. The Bears' regular season winning streak now at 33, while Brandeis' streak is stopped at 17, and their first district loss since October 7th of 2011. Let's hear from Bazor.
It was very physical. You know, I know their style. You know, we try to have a similar style, and we had big hits, they had big hits. We had big plays, they had big plays. I mean, I think this game had everything. And that's what you expect in a top 25 type matchup.
Undefeated Temple hosting undefeated Elgin for the District 17 5A title. Temple quarterback Chad President sitting this one out. Check out the nice throw by his replacement Benjamin Norman to Tyler Gannon. In fact, that combo was working for the Wildcats, especially on this drive. That would set up a TD run by Marcus Hatcher, making it 7-0 Temple. Next series, check out the Temple defense as Taquan Graham recovers a fumble, setting up another TD run by Hatcher, which made it 14-0 Wildcats. It was 21-0 at the half as Temple poured it on in the second as Jeff Carr raced his hot rod into the end zone for another score. Temple went on to win 42-14 to take the District 17 5A title at 6-0, dropping Elgin to 5-1. The Ennis Lions were hosting the Corsicana Tigers, and you know when Lions and Tigers get together, the only thing we're missing are Bears. Okay, a little Wizard of Oz reference there. Few teams have been able to keep the Lions of Ennis in check this season. Taylor Thompson has had a great year for the Lions. Thompson with a pair of touchdowns. In fact, Trey Elliott also had a pair of TDs for Ennis. The Lions wrapped up District 16 5A. Dante Thompson with a TD as well. Ennis completes a 7-0 undefeated district season, winning 41-14. The Lions have won their last 8 games in a row. John Tyler finished a game back at 6-1. Corsicana falls to 2-5 in league play.
One more time.
Let's head further north as the Tom Bean Tomcats needing to beat district champion Gunter and get some help to get into the playoffs. First quarter, Gunter driving, quarterback Austin Gressett rolls out and tosses to Danny Hernandez. Check out the beautiful juggling catch for the touchdown. Way to go, Hernandez. Tigers up 7-0. Gunter driving again, but this time the Tom Bean defense makes a big play. Carter Curry drops the running back in the backfield. Tomcats get the ball back. But on the next drive, Gunter would get more points. Trey Carr tosses to Seth Brewer on the sweep. He'll reach the goal line for the touchdown. Gunter wins it, keeping Tom Bean out of the postseason. Hempstead lit up the scoreboard against Edna to the tune of 75-18. Will Smith of the Bobcats has been playing well this season. Smith, who wears number 3, has made head coach Ricky Sargent very proud as Hempstead finished the regular season 8-2, with their only losses coming to 6A Houston Reagan and 9-1 East Bernard. The Bobcats finished 5-0 in District 14 3A Division I play. The Victoria West Warriors were seeking their best regular season record ever, but the Corpus Christi Miller Buccaneers stood in their way. West got on the board first. Jason Clemens in for the injured Zavon Shelton, who scores from the 8 for a 7-0 lead. The Bucks would quickly match that as Keon Swain shows great effort here, scoring from 17 yards out. Game tied at 7 after a quarter in the second. West goes on a 90-yard drive. Quarterback Jamarcus Gertie would end it with this 14-yard TD run to put the Warriors ahead 14-7. Then the Warriors got another march going. Clements, with some hard running, finds the end zone for a 21-7 West lead, and they go on to win their 5th straight, 34-7 to finish 8-2, 6-2 in district play. Victoria East trying to snap a 3-game losing streak facing Toloso Midway. TM had no answer for this Titan trick play as Jonathan Ortega takes the ball and chunks it to Dylan Lippy for a TD. Victoria East quarterback Bailey Zappi has some nice moves as well. Watch him go all the way down the sideline. He's gone. Touchdown. The Victoria East Titans beat Toloso Midway 41-20. Down in the valley, a big rivalry game with Weslaco facing Weslaco East. This is Brian Guerra, who finds a hole and then turns on the turbo. The long Panther touchdown helps Weslaco win 28-21 with the victory. They also won the 31-6A title. Brownsville Rivera going up against San Benito. Rivera fumbles and Christopher Padilla picks it up. Padilla looking like J.J. Watt on the return. Rivera won the game 42-35 and capped the season off. Let's check in with some TAPS football now as Hyde Park traveled to Harlandale Memorial Stadium to play Holy Cross of San Antonio. Here's Tom Franklin with the call.
It's the final game of the regular season, but there's still much to be decided tonight in TAPS Division II District 3. Holy Cross owns a 5-0 district record, and the win tonight would still up the title. Hyde Park shares second spot with Regents with identical 4-1 marks, and the Panthers' win tonight would produce a 3-way tie for the district crown. It's Hyde Park Panthers versus the Holy Cross Knights from Harlandale Memorial Stadium in San Antonio.
One thing that Hyde Park can't afford is to have to play from behind.
more than one score. You don't want that to happen if you're Hyde Park. Here's the give. Running room over the right side. And in the end zone goes Greg Scott for our first score of the game with 7:24 left in the third quarter.
If there was ever a goal line stand needed for Hyde Park, here it is.
Full house backfield. Scott drifts back deep. Give it up front to Gennaro Coleman over the right side. Touchdown! What a power pistol formation. Give it to Scott, trying to turn the right side. He's got daylight. He's in! Second time today for Greg Scott. Tight formation. Devry's the back. He's got the handoff. Fighting over right guard. Into the end zone for a touchdown. Seth Devry. And that is the end of the ball game. Holy Cross scores all 20 points in the second half and scores a 20-7 victory over Hyde Park to complete an unbeaten season.
How about some more taps? St. Thomas Catholic squaring off with St. Pius X on senior night for the Eagles of St. Thomas. Huge rivalry, huge play here. Michael Keating calls his own number and sprints 53 yards for a touchdown, and it was 7-0 Eagles soaring early. Then it's St. Pius on the move. Check out Clay Roberts with the deep pass to Jalen Smith. What a grab. The Panthers would score as Micah Massey would then take it in from a yard out, and it was 10-7, Eagles still on top. Michael Keating can beat you in so many ways. The Eagles quarterback can use his legs to scramble, to run, or how about his arm? Nice pass. He would score a touchdown on the ground as St. Thomas started pulling away. The Eagles would improve to 3-0 in district and 9-1 overall, earning a first-round bye in the postseason. Watch out for St. Thomas in the TAPS playoff. Of course, the championship's coming up in Corsicana later on in December. St. Thomas made some great plays in the fourth quarter, by the way. Keating with the pass to David Jones, who catches the ball at his own 25 and makes a few moves. He's gone. Look at Davy Jones, not the Pirate of the Caribbean or from the famous rock band, the Monkees. It's Davy Jones of the Eagles. St. Thomas has some playmakers, including Carson Story, who had a 98-yard interception return for a touchdown. 38-14, St. Thomas Catholic wins over St. Pius X. Channelview facing LaPorte. Huge playoff implications in this one. First quarter, Channelview looking to throw, but LaPorte's Terrell Bernard comes up with the diving interception at the 43. How about that play? Then it's David Terrebonne. He takes the handoff, and he's got some open field to roam. 37 yards before he's dragged down at the 6. Then it's Cobra Jones on the handoff, fighting his way into the end zone. 7-0 LaPorte Bulldogs. Channelview at the Bulldog 20. Quarterback Jalen Hurts flings this one into the end zone for Bryant Valentine. Touchdown Falcons, game tied at 7. Now 10-7 LaPorte in the second quarter. Channelview's Chris Jefferson makes a couple of moves, and he'll run it in for the touchdown from 16 yards out. 14-10 Falcons. But the Bulldogs respond from their own 45. It's Austin Upshaw with the read option, and he takes it right up the middle. Nobody will catch him. 55 yards for a touchdown. 17-14 LaPorte at the half. Now in the third quarter, LaPorte driving at the 22. Quarterback Austin Upshaw keeps it, and he'll make his way into the end zone for the score. 24-14 Bulldogs. Falcons trying to fight their way back into this one. Chris Jefferson gets the handoff, and he breaks into the clear and goes untouched all the way, 70 yards for the TD. Falcons cut it to 24-20. After a couple of LaPorte field goals, make it 30-20. The Bulldogs put the capper late in the fourth. Nathan Red's 22-yard TD, and LaPorte goes on to win it 36-20.
Let's go!
C.E. King squared off with Crosby. King's Jonathan Brantley fakes the Trey Williams, keeps it, and goes 45 yards all the way down to the Crosby 27. Then Brantley hits Desmond Coleman, 22-yard TD, 7-0 King after one. Second quarter, Crosby's Carlos Grace fights from 6 yards out, and he'll score. Then just before the half, Crosby's Tristan Cotton to Craig Williams, a 30-yard TD connection. Cougars were up at the half. In fact, King's first possession of the second half, Jonathan Brantley to Desmond Coleman, 15 yards for the touchdown. Then it's Trey Williams busting one big. He goes for 72 yards all the way to the Crosby 3. From there, Williams scores as King goes on to win it 28-21. The Katy Tigers continue to roll into the postseason. Typical Katy fashion here, defeating crosstown rival Katy Cinco Ranch 51-0. The Tigers improved to 9-1 in the regular season, going undefeated in district. Garrett Doran with the 10-yard TD pass to Dylan Vasquez. The Tigers took the game over in the second quarter as Rodney Anderson scored on a 1-yard TD and then capped it off with a 10-yard touchdown run. Doran would connect with Grant Jackson for a 48-yard TD pass play. Katy was up 30-0 at the break. Doran added a 5-yard TD pass to John Michael Robertson, and then Kyle Porter put it away from 58 yards away. Tigers go on to win it 51-0. We leave you with a marquee matchup from the greater Houston area as undefeated Manville squared off with unbeaten Pearland at the Rig for the 22-6A district title. Michael Silvers, Ken Moore, and yours truly on the call.
Biggest game of the state is here tonight from Pearland and the Rig. The battle of two top 10 teams for the district 22-6A championship as the 9-0 Manville Mavericks come into town to take on the 9-0 Pearland Oilers. And now welcome upstairs everybody alongside the former Texas Longhorn Ken Moore. I'm Michael Silvers. Jeff Powers coming up momentarily. So here we are, the final weekend of the regular season, and no game bigger than the one here tonight between number 3 Manville and number 4 Pearland. Ken, let's begin with Manville. The D1 talent on both sides of the ball is absolutely staggering. We focus on the offense and their dynamic quarterback, junior De'Aaron King.
De'Aaron King is as dynamic as they come at the quarterback position in the state of Texas. 32 touchdowns on the season, only 2 interceptions. He's the type of quarterback that you want to lead your team into the playoffs.
Tony Heath and his Pearland Oilers, they are hurting at the running backs position. They lost their number 1, Jacoby Butler, against Dawson about a month ago. The very next game, they lost Chase Foster to a broken collarbone. They had to call up DeVere Pinkston from the junior varsity before the Sam Rayburn game. So with all that said, the Pearland offense has had to lean more on the passing attack, and senior quarterback Jake Blumrick.
Yeah, and Blumrick, he's been tremendous as well. 18 touchdowns on the season, only 1 interception. He is much more than a game manager. Not as dynamic as De'Aaron King, but every bit the ball player that he is, and he wants to show what he's made of here tonight as well.
Let's check in downstairs with the third member of our broadcast team, Jeff Power.
Yeah, Manville has outscored Pearland in their only 2 meetings, 84-35. They've scored 42 points in the last 2 times they played them. In fact, Manville has won their last 3 games right here at the Rig. In fact, the last time they lost was back in 2009 when they fell to Dawson. But Manville's led by their quarterback, De'Aaron King. You guys talked about how sensational he's been all season long. I got a chance to kind of see him up close and personal. He's a lot bigger in person than he appears on the video screens, but he can run, he can pass, he can do a little bit of everything. He's so dynamic when he has the football. Impressive statistics. Jake Blumrick on the other side, he's going to need to have himself a great football game, but he's got a lot of talent around him as well. Look for both these teams to mix the passing today more than they have been all year long.
He has rushed for 8 touchdowns, and he already has offers to play at the next level. And on the first play from scrimmage, he finds an open receiver over the middle of the field. Sean Dykes, touchdown. King on first down, fires down the sideline, touchdown. Reggie Hiphill, his 9th of the season. Here's King, look at the speed of De'Aaron King to the 10, 5, touchdown. 38 yards and another Maverick touchdown as the junior De'Aaron King runs for his 9th rushing touchdown of 2014. Channing has a seat. Channing takes it into Manville territory. Isaiah Channing, touchdown.
That's a quick way to get right back into the ball game.
Throw complete in the slot. Hiphill, touchdown.
They make it look easy, don't they?
Manville, the top Division II team out of this district in the playoffs, and the 2nd seed for Division II will be Dawson.
Big hit, 100-yard kickoff return by Isaiah Channing. And yeah, 28-10, just your average first period in 23 big plays.
Blumrick finds Diaz for the touchdown. Same formation, second and goal from the 2. Handoff, Pinkston, touchdown! Ireland have scored the last 17. King to the back corner of the end zone. Touchdown! Trip Hill. Here's Pinkston. Touchdown! And now the all-important two-point try.
Now they line up in a full house backfield.
For the two-point conversion, a pitch to Pinkston. A reverse. Sam will throw to the end zone, and it's intercepted. I beg your pardon, that was Williams on the throw. They tried a little trick play. Manville come up with the stop and a 2-point defeat as Manville win for the 3rd consecutive year and are the outright District 22 6A champions tonight.
That's our Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine Power Plays of the Week for the regular season. We'll see you next week for the 2014 postseason.